I think university is a time where you find yourself. This is a time where I've truly learnt my potential and what I'm capable of.
We had 24 students from the University of Newcastle come along to Borneo. We spent 3 days in the Borneo jungle and we looked at orangutans in their habitat. It was amazing.
The skills that I've gained over those years and even watched and reflected on how much I've learnt, it amazes me.
I'm the first one in my family to graduate. My dad always said to me, he said, only brain can make a man. That means only knowledge can make a man. And I always had, the voice of my dad in the back of my head, saying that I could do it. Graduation was a major achievement in my life.
I started the university as an able-bodied kid, and then I had an accident after my second year. So that dream as a young kid from a disadvantaged background of throwing that cap and gown into it almost puts a tear in my eye of having that sense of achievement.
I was doing some volunteer work. One of the volunteer boss said to me that if you really like helping people, why don't you become a nurse? I want graduates to be bold, be courageous, and be your best.
I think it is very important to focus on your purpose because there will be a lot of issues, a lot of challenges facing ahead, and being able to overcome each time, I think it's what's important.
It's a wonderful feeling to be an alumni. You have this connection with other alumni, other students who have graduated.
Not just national, but also it's global scale.
Having a community behind you is probably the greatest thing you can have, apart from your family and friends, because really it's just a bigger version of them.
A family that is now around the world.
We've all come together as one, and we're all going to be lifelong friends.
I just enjoy the moment.
Words can't describe it.
It lasts a few seconds, but you really will remember it forever.
The world is your oyster. You really don't know what it's going to be tomorrow. You don't know what it's going to be the next day, but take every single opportunity that comes your way.
Congratulations, graduates.
Congratulations, graduates.
Congratulations, graduates.
Welcome to our global alumni community.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, and a very warm welcome to graduates and guests to this very special occasion. To comply with safety regulations, I'd like to point out to you the emergency exits in this venue. Please take a moment to note your nearest green emergency exit sign. As a courtesy to everyone in the room, we ask that you please switch any mobile devices to silent. We acknowledge that this is a long-awaited occasion. COVID-19 has likely further extended your wait. The situation has also required us to make some modifications to today's ceremony. Graduates, under this different ceremony format, we ask that you rise from your seat when your name is called and remain standing in front of your chair, facing forward while your qualification title is announced. You may remove your mask while you stand. You will then acknowledge your achievement by doffing, that is, tipping your cap towards the presiding officer. You can then retake your seat as the audience applauds. We ask that your guests please remain seated. At the conclusion of today's ceremony, we will instruct each graduate and your guests when it is time to leave your seats. You will be exiting in turn using the front and rear doors, and a photograph will be taken of each of you and your guests. An electronic copy of this photograph will be made available to all graduates to access and share. Graduates, in May, you will be sent an invitation to complete the Graduate Outcomes Survey. This survey gathers feedback on your higher education experience to improve the experience for future students. We strive to provide the best university experience possible for all of our students, but this cannot be achieved without your important and valuable feedback. We would appreciate you watching for an email to your university account so you can assist with this important survey. Some of the terminology used in today's ceremony may be unfamiliar to you. To assist in your appreciation of the ceremony, we have provided a history of graduation and an explanation of terms in the graduation booklet. The academic procession will enter the venue in just a few moments. When the procession enters, could you please rise and remain standing for the Australian National Anthem? We hope you enjoy this very special occasion. Thank you.
Australians, oh, let us rejoice, for we are one and free. We've golden soil and wealth for toil. Our home is girt by sea. Our land abounds in nature's gifts of beauty, rich and rare. In history's page, let every stage advance Australia fair. In joyful strains then let us sing, advance Australia fair.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to this very special graduation ceremony. On behalf of the University of Newcastle, I respectfully acknowledge the traditional custodians, the Darkinjung people, on whose traditional land this campus is located, and I pay my respects to elders past, present and future. As presiding officer of this ceremony and a graduate of some years ago, I'm honoured to be able to celebrate this major milestone in your academic journey. Each of our graduates is unique, and each year through these ceremonies we celebrate their success. This year's graduates are indeed an inspiration. Before me sits a group of people whose determination and resilience is remarkable by any measure. We all know that the past 2 years have been unprecedented. The pandemic has had a profound impact on every person in this room. And the crisis came right on the heels of major natural disasters of floods and fires, which had already taken a toll on many of our students. This ceremony acknowledges your drive and determination to succeed. Graduates, today you take with you a degree from one of the finest institutions in the world. Newcastle is acknowledged for delivering excellence in education to some 39,000 students. Our degree programs are designed to prepare you for life and work after you graduate and connect you with your industries and communities. Similarly, our research is focused on delivering impact and innovation with a steady focus on working with partners to support the development of our region. The university's focus on excellence in education and research sits sits hand in glove with a long-held commitment to equity. We offer the opportunity of education to students from all walks of life who have talent and determination. 1/4 of our students are from low socio-economic backgrounds, and we have the largest number of Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander students of any Australian university. We are proud of every student, and we are committed to providing the best learning environment and opportunities to help them realise their potential. Today's celebration of the completion of your studies marks another important milestone: your entry into the University of Newcastle Alumni Network, and you are in very good company. One example is Monica Goforth, who completed a Master of Social Change and Development in 2011. Monica has dedicated her life to breaking the cycle of poverty and has worked with rural communities in Guatemala since 2014. She has worked with them to install solar power to 19 schools and community centres, and has put in green technology solutions to help local fish farmers and honey producers. Monica Goforth absolutely lives our values of excellence, equity, engagement and sustainability. She is using the education that she had here at the University of Newcastle to work at the grassroots level to bring electricity and clean water to households and schools. It's impressive work. Our alumni network is vast. Another alumna is Dr. Scott Sleep. He's one of Australia's leading educators in STEM, and just a few years back was awarded the Prime Minister's Prize for Excellence in Science and Teaching. Scott completed his Bachelor of Education here in 1996 and his PhD in Environmental Engineering in 2015. His work through the STEM Industry School Partnerships program is all about getting school teachers to be able to teach science, technology, engineering and maths in a way which really engages students. Instead of teachers being the fount of all knowledge, Scott runs a program focused on getting students to lead their learning by getting hands-on. Scott helped develop a course that saw a 20% increase in the number of local students who were taking STEM subjects in the region at a time when the rest of the state saw a decline. And his work that he developed right here in this region, is now being used in 30 countries. You are now united with achievers like Monica Goforth and Dr. Scott Sleep and the people sitting around you as an alumnus of the university. Our network of passionate and talented alumni stretches across the world, comprising 161,000 members in 152 countries. The network and its chapters offer unique opportunities to connect professionally and socially with other alumni, and I encourage you to stay in touch. Today is the culmination of many years of hard work, and this ceremony is a symbol of all you have experienced and achieved during your time here at the university. This includes an acknowledgement of the support of your family and friends who have been with you every step of the way on your journey to today. To family and friends, we sincerely thank you for the important role that you've played in reaching this important milestone. I now call upon the Vice-Chancellor, Professor Alex Zielinski, AO, to introduce today's occasional speaker.
Thank you, Presiding Officer Diane Allen, and good morning, everyone. It's my pleasure to welcome you back to our Ourimbah campus. It's been so disruptive with COVID for the last 2 years, and we haven't really had a chance to celebrate all the great achievements that have been happening in our university, and particularly down here in the Central Coast. So just want to remind you, you're always welcome back to the campus, even after you graduate, and including family and friends. So this is your university. And I'd like to also acknowledge the local Member State MP, Lisa Tish, who's here today. So welcome. You're always welcome here as well. So it's great to have you supporting our graduates here today. So Presiding Officer, it gives me great pleasure to invite Professor Ron Platnikoff to deliver today's occasional address. Professor Platnikoff initially trained and worked as a school teacher and began his academic career in teacher education. He is currently the Deputy Head of Research at the College of Human and Social Futures at our university. Professor Platnikoff is also Director of the newly established University Research Centre in Physical Activity Education and Wellbeing and the Director of the Hunter Medical Research Institute's research program in active living. Prior to this, he was the founding director of the university's Priority Research Centre for Physical Activity and Nutrition and co-lead of the HMRI's Cardiovascular Research Program. Professor Platnikoff has received numerous awards throughout his career, including a Canadian Population Health Research Chair in Physical Activity and Public Health, and a National Health and Medical Research Council Senior Research Fellowship in Public Health and Physical Activity. His theoretical and applied research crosses the fields of education, health and medicine and has generated over $60 million in research funding. Professor Platnikoff has published over 370 peer-reviewed papers and supervised over 50 graduate students and 12 postdoctoral fellows, which he sees as a privilege, particularly mentoring the next generation of research and educators. I'm delighted that Professor Ron Platnikoff is able to join us on this very special occasion for our graduates from the College of Human and Social Futures. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in welcoming Professor Ron Platnikoff to deliver the occasional address.
Chancellor, Vice-Chancellor, members of the Council, staff of the University, family and friends of the graduates, and most importantly, you graduates. May I commence by acknowledging the traditional owners of the land we are meeting on today, the Darkinjung people. I pay respect to elders past and present and extend that respect to all other Aboriginal and Torres Strait Island people present today. It is indeed a privilege and pleasure to deliver the occasional address at your graduation ceremony. First and foremost, as it is the most important, congratulations. Well done. What a great accomplishment and a wonderful day to mark this achievement. Like your friends and family, the University of Newcastle community is very proud of you, not just for today, but for the years of effort and excellence that you have led to where you are now. I am sure many of you acknowledge the support from others, including your instructors and families, in helping you reach this important milestone. Indeed, today is the moment to celebrate your hard work, to reflect, and perhaps cast a tentative glance towards the future. After all, most of you graduating today are our next generation of teachers and education leaders, tasked with shaping the minds and attitudes of thousands of young people in our society for years to come. This is very important. This is a deeply important responsibility in an ever-changing, complex world. You are entering a workforce with rapidly evolving issues surrounding developments in technology, globalization, social inequities, as demonstrated by the Me Too movement and Black Lives Matter protests, including those concerning the treatment of First Nations peoples, pandemics, geopolitics, social media, a high prevalence of chronic disease, and new widespread awareness of mental health, and the list goes on. You have been given a world truly grappling with the consequences of its past, even as it propels itself into the future, that when I was sitting where you are over 40 years ago, could not have dreamt of. I ask you to cast a tentative glance towards your future. There are undoubtedly those here who have a clear image of what the future is, what they aim to accomplish, and what they want their lives to look like. However, I'm sure there are just as many of you who have a limited idea in this respect, and both are very understandable, given everything you see yourselves facing and the challenges you had to overcome. Personally, I would have never thought when I was graduating that 4 decades later I would be given the opportunity to reflect on my journey. I would like to share some learnings I have gained during this time, in the hope that regardless of how you view the years to come, you are able to look forward to them with excitement. My first point, have an open mind about others. When I was 18, I left my hometown near the Rocky Mountains of British Columbia, Canada, to attend university. It's worth mentioning that my hometown was so small it had only one traffic light. It was amber and it flashed. After a newly minted bachelor degree in education and the first family member with a tertiary qualification, I enthusiastically commenced my backpacking journey around the world at the age of 21. I suppose it's difficult to describe what venturing out into the unknown felt like then in the early 1980s, considering how globally connected we are currently with each other today. During my post-grad world adventures, I slept on the side of roads, peeled garlic and cleaned plates in kitchens, picked fruit, milked cows, and even sold ballpoint pens on the street to earn a buck. My parents would have to wait weeks for the next opportunity I had to call from a payphone when traveling through places like rural India, North Africa, the Middle East, the communist Eastern Bloc, or the Andes in Peru. As a father now, I can appreciate how worried they must have been, cramming in advice before our time ticked over. Ronnie, which my mom called me, mind what you eat, don't talk to strangers, always wear shoes. A couple of postcards and photographs sent home might have hinted that I did not always listen. I can't imagine what my mother thought when she saw the photo of me smiling with the Pakistani border army. It was during the Soviet-Afghan war, and one of them pushed their semi-automatic rifle into my arms to hold for the photo, which looked comically absurd next to my 70s-style short shorts and my blonde hippie hair. It is astonishing to reflect on that point in time and the blind confidence I had to both do such a thing and to think I could pull off those shorts. For those of you hoping to travel as soon as it's safe post-COVID-19, I commend you. I can honestly say I have learned as much or more through my travels about people and the world in general than I have through many years of formal academic learning. What I realized through my experience is that active learning is engaging with the world that lies beyond your one flashing traffic light. Although we are indeed far more globally aware in 2022, in my view, people are people, and we have much more in common with each other as humans on this earth than we have differences. We tend to surround ourselves within echo chambers, but keeping an open mind towards others is not static nor a status. It is a lifelong practice that comes with listening and being in conversation with those outside of your immediate circles. Because as your perspective evolves, it is strengthened with new knowledge and insights. Willful, respectful listening is just as important to that growth as a healthy debate, and both are important than being right. Being informed by a vast collection of lived experiences, I believe, is what bridges the fine line between prejudice and belief. Hold true to your core, be flexible to change, and this leads me to my second point. Have an open mind about yourself. Realizing that I would never be a professional ice hockey player or a rock star, even though in my younger adolescent days I desperately tried to do both, I found another path. After my world travels, I eventually ended up in Australia, where I began teaching physical education in schools. I had always wanted to be a PE teacher because, hey, I thought at the time, I love playing sports, and all the better, I can get paid to do this. As you can imagine, the reality was far different. Not only was I a clueless Canadian having the class teach me footy and cricket rules, because we didn't do that in our school, but I was also tasked with teaching things like sexual health to a combined class of over 40 teenage girls for a school term. Needless to say, there was a lot more to the job than I had thought. I look back on those early days with a smile. Of course, I didn't know where I was going to end up. Being a professor was never on the cards for me. When I think of all the twists and turns my career and life have taken, the great author Toni Morrison comes to mind. She once said in her work Song of Solomon, "If you surrendered to the air, you can ride it." Alternatively, another great writer, Milan Kundera, noted in her work Unbearable Lightness of Being, quote, "The heavier the burden, the closer our lives come to the earth, the more real and truthful they become." Both sentiments, I believe, are important in keeping an open mind about yourself and your life. The balancing act is learning what to surrender to that's the air, the things in the air, and what to hold to keep yourself on the ground. Your passions and the relationships which enrich your life are things to keep a grasp to or on to keep your momentum and your roots. It's the engine on your boat, propelling you and holding you to the water. However, some things you must let go in order to move with the current. Sometimes there are expectations about ourselves and our lives, the image of what we see as the end goal. In my experience, embracing the spontaneity of life may take you in an unseen direction, but it tends to make your time on the boat a rewarding and joyful journey. My third point, have kindness. The people who need to practice kindness the most are perhaps teachers. I am sure all of you can remember a teacher who affected you with their kindness, just as I know you can all remember a teacher who affected you with their unkindness. Children can almost smell unkindness on people. It's like they have a type of sonar, as they should. They are vulnerable in many ways. They are still learning who they are and what to expect from their peers and the adults in their lives. Their sense of self is just beginning to take shape. There is indeed strong evidence in the psychological literature that bad experiences have stronger and enduring effects than good ones. As a case in point, and showing my age, I distinctly remember being caned, and in Canada it was a large leather strap, rubberized leather strap, this huge monster of a thing, and for my bad handwriting in my second grade. I still vividly recall coming home to my mother in tears and welted hands. This was an act intended to better me, but through its unkindness, I will only remember how it cut me down. What it taught me was not how to refine a skill, but rather how mistakes are punished. Famously, my handwriting, for those who know me, has not improved. And of course, what does it really matter now in our technological world? Most importantly, I had a number of outstanding teachers later in my life who shaped me through their kindness, support, and direction. I am sure you have also had these special individuals who have provided a significant impact on your lives. I also implore you to keep in mind that kindness extends to yourself. You have accomplished a great feat already in graduating, especially during an unprecedented world event. You deserve the same kindness and understanding you bestow upon others. Be a good companion to yourself on this journey. It truly makes things much easier. And now, just a couple final brief points. Work-life balance is important. Indeed, years ago, I had the motto, work hard and play hard, boldly painted on the entrance of my research center at the School of Public Health at the University of Alberta in Canada. And the university administrators allowed this signage to stay, and I believe it's still there today. Finally, a bit of serendipity. It certainly comes into play. You can't always plan, and one must sometimes go with the flow where the road and opportunities lead you. During my travels in the 1980s, I was hitchhiking north to Queensland, up the coast, and due to a fork in the road around Raymond Terrace, I wound up in Port Stephens, where then I ended up in Newcastle, eventually completing 3 graduate degrees, marrying a lovely woman, and having 2 great children. Much of my academic career path has been equally serendipitous with chance meetings and opportunities, especially when you are somewhat open in casting your fate to the wind. To conclude, have an open mind to others and yourself, be kind, work and play hard, and be open to the unexpected. On behalf of your family, friends, and the university, which have greatly supported you in various ways for the past handful of years, I sincerely wish you all the best on this celebration and in your professional and personal journeys. Congratulations. Thank you.
Thank you, Professor Plotnikoff. I think we can all take something away from your presentation today. Ladies and gentlemen, we now come to a very important aspect of this ceremony. For this, I am going to ask all of our graduates, could you please stand? Okay. As presiding officer of this ceremony, I now officially confer awards to all those candidates who have fulfilled the conditions for admissions of that award. Please join me in applauding the wonderful achievements of our graduates. Graduates, please be seated. I now call on Professor John Fischetti, Pro-Vice-Chancellor for the College of Human and Social Futures, to present today's graduates.
Good morning, Presiding Officer and guests, colleagues. A special shout out to our graduates for your resilience, your perseverance, and your excellence over the last 2 years. It's truly remarkable. To all of you, family and friends and supporters, and even the puppies at home, what a remarkable time you've come through, and we are so proud of you. Presiding Officer, I present to you the candidates who have fulfilled the conditions for admission to undergraduate awards of this university. Graduates, would you please stand as your name is announced? Alexa Coffey, graduating with a Bachelor of Education, Early Childhood and Primary with distinction. Hannah Edwards, graduating with a Bachelor of Education, Early Childhood and Primary with distinction. Emily Lettingham, graduating with a Bachelor of Education, Early Childhood and Primary with distinction. Brittany Matthews, graduating with a Bachelor of Education, Early Childhood and Primary with distinction. Sammy Axum, graduating with a Bachelor of Education, Early Childhood and Primary. Erin Hillcock, graduating with a Bachelor of Education, Early Childhood and Primary. Emily Lucas, graduating with a Bachelor of Education, Early Childhood and Primary. Tara Tai, graduating with a Bachelor of Education, Early Childhood and Primary. Caitlin Weaver, graduating with a Bachelor of Education, Early Childhood and Primary. Alicia Bell, graduating with a Bachelor of Education, Primary with distinction. Julia Boughton, graduating with a Bachelor of Education, Primary with distinction. Jessie Corda, graduating with a Bachelor of Education, Primary with distinction. Amy Davison, graduating with a Bachelor of Education, Primary with distinction. Madeline Hurst, graduating with a Bachelor of Education, Primary with distinction. Madeline Smith, graduating with a Bachelor of Education, Primary with distinction. Noah Wynn, graduating with a Bachelor of Education, Primary with distinction. Krista Barry, graduating with a Bachelor of Education, Primary. Casey Bowler, graduating with a Bachelor of Education, Primary. Brielle Connolly, graduating with a Bachelor of Education, Primary. Catherine Daly, graduating with a Bachelor of Education, Primary. Nicole Davis, graduating with a Bachelor of Education, Primary. Sarah Edwards, graduating with a Bachelor of Education, Primary. Demi Evans, graduating with a Bachelor of Education, Primary. Timothy Fakes, graduating with a Bachelor of Education, Primary. Jack Grimman Lee, graduating with a Bachelor of Education, Primary. Kobe Harris, graduating with a Bachelor of Education, Primary. Jessica Loudon, graduating with a Bachelor of Education, Primary. Rebecca Misseldine, graduating with a Bachelor of Education, Primary. Tanika Mitchell, graduating with a Bachelor of Education, Primary. Charlotte Munnings, graduating with a Bachelor of Education, Primary. Brody Palmer, graduating with a Bachelor of Education, Primary. Matthew Parrish, graduating with a Bachelor of Education, Primary. Georgia Poulton, graduating with a Bachelor of Education, Primary. Madeline Shaw, graduating with a Bachelor of Education, Primary. Marley Shore, graduating with a Bachelor of Education, Primary. Cardi Stephen, graduating with a Bachelor of Education, Primary. Rachel Elgood, graduating with a Bachelor of Education, Secondary, with distinction. Alicia Hassel, graduating with a Bachelor of Education, Secondary, with distinction. Gemma Smith, graduating with a Bachelor of Education, Secondary, with distinction. Katie Bowden, graduating with a Bachelor of Education, Secondary. Felicity McLeod, graduating with a Bachelor of Education, Secondary. Connor Pipari, graduating with a Bachelor of Education, Secondary. Melissa Vernon, graduating with a Bachelor of Education, Secondary. India Rose Rex, graduating with a Bachelor of Education Studies. Presiding Officer, that concludes the presentations of graduates at this time.
Thank you, Professor Fischetti. We will now enjoy a short musical interlude by Ben Levick and Terence Koo, performing It Don't Mean a Thing by Duke Ellington and Irving Mills. And Ben and Terence are graduates of our music program.
It don't mean a thing if it ain't got that swing. Do what, 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 do what. It don't mean a thing. All you've got to do is sing. Do what, 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 do what. It makes no difference if that rhythm is sweet or hard. Give that rhythm everything you've got. It don't mean a thing if it ain't got that swing. Do what, 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 do what. Web, 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 web. It don't mean a thing if it ain't got that swing. Do I, 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 ba-da-ba-da-ba-da-ba-da. Don't mean a thing. All you've got to do is sing. Do I better da ba do da ba do way zubada-did zubada-did do-da-did. It ain't no difference if that rhythm is sweet or if it's hard. Give that rhythm everything you've got. Oh, it don't mean a thing if it ain't got that swing. Do I, 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 do I. Do I, 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 do I. Oh, do I, 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 do I.
Thank you, Ben and Terence, for that wonderful performance. I now invite Professor Susan Ledger, Head of School and Dean of Education, to continue presenting graduates.
Before I start, I'd like to say congratulations and welcome to the wonderful world of teaching. It's such an honourable profession. And I'd like you to hold your head up high, be great ambassadors of Newcastle, and understand that you will impact the lives of many students in the future. Let's make it a positive one. Presiding Officer, I present Lisa Aldridge, graduating with a Bachelor of Teaching, Early Childhood and Primary Honours. Dana Crossland, graduating with a Bachelor of Teaching, Early Childhood and Primary Honours. That's a bit better. Sorry about that. Caitlin De Lemos, graduating with Bachelor of Teaching, Early Childhood and Primary Honours. Bryn Dixon, graduating with Bachelor of Teaching, Early Childhood and Honours, Primary. Chloe Edwards, graduating with a Bachelor of Teaching, Early Childhood and Primary Honours. Kira Frenny, graduating with a Bachelor of Teaching, Early Childhood and Primary Honours. Emma Hervis, graduating with a Bachelor of Teaching, Early Childhood and Primary Honours. William Lane, graduating with a Bachelor of Teaching, Early Childhood and Primary Honours. Sarah Lutz, graduating with a Bachelor of Teaching, Early Childhood and Primary Honours. Madison Owens, graduating with a Bachelor of Teaching, Early Childhood and Primary Honours. Tiana Pass, graduating with a Bachelor of Teaching, Early Childhood and Primary Honours. Amy Player, graduating with a Bachelor of Teaching, Early Childhood and Primary Honours. Elise Rowland, graduating with Bachelor of Teaching, Early Childhood and Primary Honours. Tracy Scott, graduating with the Bachelor of Teaching, Early Childhood and Primary Honours. Simone Small, graduating with the Bachelor of Teaching, Early Childhood and Primary Honours. Sarah Don, graduating with the Bachelor of Teaching, Humanities Honours. Emily Gearside, graduating with the Bachelor of Teaching, Humanities Honours. Emily Heffernan, graduating with the Bachelor of Teaching, Humanities Honours, with honours. Jordan Kalaric, graduating with the Bachelor of Teaching, Humanities Honours. Jasmine Leith, graduating with the Bachelor of Teaching, Humanities Honours. Kendall Hockley, graduating with the Bachelor of Teaching, Humanities with honours. Danielle McFarlane, graduating with the Bachelor of Teaching, Humanities with honours. Isabel Preston, graduating with the Bachelor of Teaching, Humanities honours. Emma Taylor, graduating with the Bachelor of Teaching, Humanities with honours. Madison Campbell, graduating with the Bachelor of Teaching, Primary honours. Leanne Dunn, graduating with the Bachelor of Teaching, Primary with honours. April Farrell, graduating with the Bachelor of Teaching, Primary with honours. Madison Goddard, graduating with the Bachelor of Teaching, Primary honours. Kieran Hughes, graduating with the Bachelor of Teaching, Primary honours. Bronte Lambert Minto, graduating with Bachelor of Teaching, Primary with honours. Monique Lawson, graduating with the Bachelor of Teaching, Primary with honours. Abigail Monks, graduating with the Bachelor of Teaching, Primary with honours. Olivia Mostert, graduating with the Bachelor of Teaching, Primary with honours. Nona Penfold, graduating with the Bachelor of Teaching, Primary with honours. Jessica Ruston, graduating with the Bachelor of Teaching, Primary with honours. Yes. Caitlin Silcock, graduating with the Bachelor of Teaching, Primary honours. Caitlin Sims, graduating with the Bachelor of Teaching, Primary with honours. Natalie Smith, graduating with the Bachelor of Teaching, Primary with honours. Amanda Steff, graduating with the Bachelor of Teaching, Primary with honours. Brittany Treweeke, graduating with the Bachelor of Teaching, Primary honours. Sorry, Brittany. Stephanie Walls Parker, graduating with the Bachelor of Teaching, Primary with honours. Colleen Green, graduating with the Bachelor of Teaching, Science with honours. Presiding Officer, that concludes the presentation of graduates. Thank you.
Thank you, Professor Ledger. I now invite Madeline Hurst, who is graduating today with a Bachelor of Education Primary with distinction, to speak on behalf of the graduates.
Presiding Officer, Vice-Chancellor, members of the Council, staff of the University, family and friends of graduates, and most importantly, graduates. I'm honoured to stand before you today and speak on behalf of the cohort, both those who are present today and those who are not. First things first, I'd like to congratulate all the graduates here today. Getting to this point was no small feat. It took years of effort, perseverance, early rises for 9 a.m. classes, late night cramming sessions, and struggling with the transfer to online study. But you made it. You should be proud. It's been a challenging road to take, made even more difficult thanks to the ongoing pandemic. There were so many changes made to life in such a short time, I can't begin to list them all. But we have overcome the challenges thrown at us, and it has given us new perspectives and experiences that we can use in our future. We must remember, however, that we were supported and helped along the way. We should recognise the support that we received from our parents, grandparents, siblings, friends, partners, children, and our classmates. These are the people who have tolerated us rambling on about pedagogy and learning styles, who endured the aftermath of a sleepless night of essay writing, but who most importantly never hesitated in providing support and encouragement when we most needed it. We must also recognise and be grateful for the efforts and patience of our lecturers, tutors, librarians, and supervisors. They strive to help us understand and appreciate the reality of teaching and education. They provided valuable learning opportunities and practical experience that we will keep with us. We thank you all for your hard work in getting us to this point. Of course, this wouldn't be a graduation speech without an inspirational quote. So this one I found particularly powerful. "A good education is the foundation for a better future," stated by Elizabeth Warren. We have spent years receiving that education. It is now high time for us to go on and pass our knowledge to the future generations. I recall a question posed to me on my first day of study here by Dr. Matthew Wilson Wheeler. The question was, why do you want to become a teacher? It is an important question to ask. Some answered, I wanted the holidays. Others answered, I like working with children and teenagers. My answer was that I wished to follow in my family's footsteps. However, the most common answer is one that resonates within us all: to make a difference. The late, great Nelson Mandela said that education is the most powerful weapon you can use to change the world. Those graduating today hold that power. They hold the tools and the knowledge to help us make that a reality. Now all that remains is for us to go out and make that difference in the world. Thank you.
Thank you, Madeline, for speaking so well on behalf of your cohort. I hope you've all enjoyed today's ceremony, and thank you for joining the university community in the celebration of the awarding of degrees. Before I declare this ceremony concluded, I ask that all the graduates, could you please remain seated, and for everyone else to stand and join me in applauding the wonderful achievements of our graduates. All right, we can all take a seat again. And so I now declare the ceremony concluded. Once again, graduates, congratulations. Go out and make a difference.